dot. So we can represent it as with any letter. Suppose, for example, A. Point A. Next, line. Line. A line has no endpoints and no definite length. We can represent it as a line AB or line B. Next, plane. Plane is a flat surface. So it is a flat surface. And next, collinear points. Collinear points are the points that lie on the same line, and coplanar points are the points that lie in the same plane. So some examples of planes are surface of blackboard, a wall of your room, surface of book, and screen of your flat TV. Next, line segment. The line segment AB or segment AB, written as AB, line segment AB, consists of the endpoints A and B. Line segment is nothing but it has a starting point and it ends at a one point. It's called as ending point. Next, ray. Ray starts as one point called starting point and go endlessly in other direction. We can represent it as ray AB. It has no definite length even. So there are some types of lines that are intersecting lines and parallel lines. Intersecting lines means the intersection of the two lines and like this is known as intersecting lines. And next, parallel lines. Lines have the perpendicular distance between two lines remains the same throughout. So for this example, rail tracks and ladders. And next, plane figures. Plane figure and has two types, open figures and closed figures. Open figures do not begin and end at the same points, and closed figure that does not intersect itself. Next, polygons and angles. Polygons is a simple closed curve formed with three or more line segments. And angles. An angle is made up of two rays starting from a common end point. So this is an angle. We can tell it as angle ABC or angle CBA. Next, triangle. Triangle is a simple polygon made with three or more lines. Line segments, median. So there are many parts of triangle. So one of this is median. A line segment joining a vertex to the midpoint to the opposite side is to the vertex is called as median of triangle. So this is the median of triangle. So when three medians meet, this point is known as centroid. Centroid is intersection point of medians. So these are the medians, and where these three medians meet, that is called as centroid. Next, altitude. An altitude of a triangle is a perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the opposite side. AD is called the height of the triangle. So altitude is nothing but the height of a triangle. So it should be 90 degrees. This is the altitude and this is the altitude of the triangle. Next, orthocenter. Orthocenter is the point where three altitudes meet, like here. These are the three altitude and this is a point where three altitude meets, that is called orthocenter. Next, quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. It has four sides and four angles. So the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So there are two types of quadrilaterals, concave quadrilateral and convex quadrilateral. Circle. A circle is a simple closed figure all of whose points are at the same distance from a given point O in the same plane. The given point O is called the center of the circle. So there are many parts of circle. So let's learn some of this. For example, radius, chord and diameter. Circumference. Circumference is a perimeter of the circle. So next, secant. PQ is a secant of the circle. Arc. A part continuous of the circle is called an arc. Semicircle. A diameter divides a circle into two equal parts which are called as semicircles. Segment. There are two segments in a circle. Major segment and minor segment. Center is in a major segment. Sector. OACB is a sector of the circle. Quadrant. If two radii are at the right angles to each other, the sector is called quadrant. A quadrant is 1/4 part of a circle. Thank you. Now it's question time on basic geometrical items.
Okay. Which one has no length and no width?
Point. Point has no length and no width.
Can you explain what is the difference between collinear points and coplanar points?
So collinear points are the points which lie on the same line. So when points lie on the same line, they are called as collinear points. And the points which lie on the same plane, that are called as coplanar points.
Can you give an example for parallel lines as well as intersecting lines?
So parallel lines. The example of parallel lines are ladder and railway tracks. The example of intersecting lines are scissors and windows and etc.
In plane figures, in which figure starting point and ending point both are same? Starting and point and ending point both are same in closed figure or open figure?
In closed figure.
Okay. Dash is a simple closed curve formed 3 or more line segments.
Circle.
Is it circle? Again the question. Dash is a simple closed formed of 3 or more line segments.
Polygon.
Good. Next. Which polygon made up of 3 line segments?
Triangle.
Triangle. Square. In which polygon 4 vertices present?
Square. In square 4 vertices are present. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. What is the difference? Can you explain the difference between and orthocenter?
So in triangle, 3 medians meet, that is called the centroid. And where 3 altitudes meet, that is called as orthocenter.
Good. Next. Can you draw the chord and diameter and radius of the circle?
This is the chord.
Next.
This is the diameter.
Okay.
And this is the radius.
Then the first one you drawn that went out of the circumference. Is it secant or chord?
It's secant.
Then what is the chord? Chord you draw again. Okay, I have one more question. The diameter also chord only. Now, what is the difference between that chord and diameter?
So diameter is the biggest chord. Diameter and chord are both are same. And diameter touches the center and it passes through center. Chord doesn't meet any center. It's just started circumference and ended circumference.
Can you find any relation between radius and diameter?
Yeah. So diameter equals to 2 radius. Okay? And 1 radius equals to 2 diameter. 1/2 diameter.
Can you explain 1 diameter is equal to 2 radius? How? In the figure?
So suppose the radius is 5 cm. 5 centimeters
Mm.
and we need to find the diameter.
Mm.
The formula of finding diameter is a meter equals to 2 into radius.
Mm.
So we give the radius is 5 cm.
Mm.
So 2 into 5 cm.
Mm.
So we get 10 cm. So 10 centimeters. So this diameter is 10 centimeters.
Okay. For example, the diameter is 8 centimeter. Can you find the radius?
Yeah. So the given formula is 1 radius equals to 1 by 2 diameter.
Mm.
So we given 8 centimeter radius.
Mm.
So we should do 8 centimeter divided by 2 or 8 by 2.
Mm.
2 4s are 8 and 2 1s are 2. So we get 4 centimeters as radius.
Okay. Can you say the sum of the interior angles of the triangle and the sum of the interior angles of square?
So the sum of the interior angles of triangle is 180 degrees and sum of interior angles of square is 360 degrees.
In a right angle triangle, one angle should be always dash degrees.
90 degrees.
Good.